I read this book about a month or two before, and it led me to put Shokesed. And about a week ago, my wife told my daughter that Abba's celebrating, he's finishing his first year at Yeshiva. And my daughter said, it's only been a year. Question, it's only been a year. And I've been thinking about that. It's only been a year. And let me try to explain what this means to me. Before I came here, I lived a different kind of life. It was a good life, but it was different. And the days, many times, just seemed to drag on and drag on and drag on. And the years went by very quickly. And this past year, it's only been a year, the days, they passed so quickly. But the year was very, very long. It just dragged on and on. Every day I look in the mirror, and I don't recognize the person in there. It's hard for me to get used to what I am today. It's strange. The years just dragged on and on. So let me explain just briefly what my problem was before. What this book gave me. Yeah. I read just the first page or two when it said that there's a God. And that God does everything, and everything's for the good. And I didn't live that kind of life. I lived a religious life, but God wasn't there. And God was there. I wasn't with him, he was with me. And let me try to give a few examples. I was a chazan, about tefillah. I blew the shofar. I did many, many things in our Beit Knesset. I grew up in the Beit Knesset. But in my years prior to coming to the yeshiva, I said, how can I do this? I'm going up there, I'm being about tefillah, and the ikar's not there. I blow the shofar. You're supposed to be a special kind of person to blow the shofar. And I said, the other guy's better than I am. Why not let him do it? And it became very hard for me to do things. I went up there, I continued being about tefillah, but it was hard on me. I stopped putting tefillin on. As a matter of fact, very infrequently did I put tefillin on. I trained bar mitzvah boys, and I said, how can I train them? I can't give them the ikar. I don't have it. I had two children who chazru b'she'elot, and all I could tell him is that everything is beautiful. We have a beautiful masoret, we're a beautiful people, we have a beautiful country. But I couldn't say that, Hashem's there. Things were very hard for me. And then, now, things are still very hard. But when you do something through happiness, it's still hard. It maybe makes it even harder, but it's beautiful. And one short story, and then I'll end it. I think I told you about this. These are, the talit katan has a lot of holes in it, probably due to moths. My wife, when my son's now 39 years old, when he went into first grade, they say, to wear tzitziot. And my wife said, you're not going to wear tzitziot. What kind of example was you're going to be for your son? So I bought myself a pair of tzitziot. And it was hard for me. I couldn't put them on. And I didn't throw them away. They sat on my shelf for 30 years. And then came the day that I bought a nice pair of tzitziot, and I said, I'm going to wear these. I'm going to wait till I go to my son's house, who was also Breslev for many years. And I'll wait for that Shabbat to put my tzitziot on. I couldn't wait. So I had this pair of tzitziot, and I put them on. And my wife says, you know, they're too small. But let me tell you what happened when I put them on. I put them on my head. I tried to recite the bracha, and I couldn't. I was just crying. It was, you know, they were there. I had this pair of tzitziot that I could wear in the house. And they're on the shelf again. But that was the story. We learned a few weeks ago in the parsha that, I have a lot to say, but I'm not going to. We learned in the parsha that Moshe didn't see himself suitable to speak to Pharaoh. He had trouble speaking. And God told him, let Aaron be your messenger. Let him be your mouth. And I've been in the yeshiva for a year. I don't understand Rav Arush. I can't understand him. I love looking at him. I'm sure what he's saying is absolutely out of this world. I do not understand a word that he says. And I'm just glad that we have an Aaron here whose words I can understand, whose words I think that all of you understand too, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And thank you. I appreciate it.